Digital 410 Productions proudly presents the Waterman and D-Train Show.
Digitized live in that computer studio in Cape Coral, Florida. It's the Waterman and D-Train Show. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday, and I hope we are coming through cleaner than ever before. Because thanks to you guys who signed up for Patreon, thanks to the OG5, thanks for all your support via Sleeves, from Amazon, everywhere else. Thank you everybody for all of the support. We now have new mixing boards, we have better quality, and we're good to go. Dave, how are you doing tonight? Computer studio in Cape Coral, Florida.
Woo! Doing good, man. Doing good. Just caught myself off guard there a little bit, but I'm doing good, man. How about you, Gordon? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a beautiful Sunday. A little bit of rain here in South Florida, man. How about out west? How's the weather?
It's as hot, but not as nasty as the Midwest and probably where you're at.
Yeah.
You know,
We'll get into that, yeah.
It's so funny. We always concentrate on getting things cleaned up.
Yeah.
But as you heard that little loop back there, even though I had muted the volume on Internet Explorer, some reason when we restarted, that's why it got the loop back, because the volume kicked back on because we had the video stream. But as you can hear now,
man.
Everybody, shut up for a minute. No buzz.
None.
It is super clean and crisp.
My mic's not getting overmodulated or anything, man.
We don't have ground noise feeding through. At least here on this end, it sounds great. Hopefully for you guys on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, it sounds good.
Yeah.
As I was saying before, shout out to those of you who signed up for Patreon. We had a couple people sign up last week, and it's because of you that we're able to afford this magnificent piece of open stock equipment.
Yes.
Because even though we buy things, we buy it at a budget because we are balling out of budget.
Damn right.
But thanks everybody for your continued support, and we'll get the rest of the plugs out of the way later.
Yeah, that's a big thank you. I want to give a big shout out and a big thank you as well, D-Train. Yeah,
but I haven't talked
to
you since a week, and that's the funny thing. It's like, oh, you talk to Dave all the time. No, once the show's over, I don't hear from Dave.
No.
For about I don't know, close to 6 days or so.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, we might occasionally talk during the week, but we don't. We're not hanging out all the time or doing stuff together. What people think, you know, they think that just because, I think a lot of people think because we do a show together that we're always up each other's ass hanging out or whatever. But no, you're right.
No, I couldn't handle that. I couldn't handle you being up my ass more than one day a week because you're a lot of work.
No, I'm not, man. And I'm tired of people saying that because that's a bunch of BS, man. I'm actually way different than when I'm on the show. I'm actually a pretty mellow guy.
No, I'm not saying it's personality issue or anything of that nature. See, that's where you shoot me because that's my crutch phrase.
What?
What I'm referring to more is getting a hold of you.
Oh, well, yeah, that right there is the toughest thing in the world for anybody.
Getting a hold of you is like trying to get a hold of your high school kid in 1983.
Right, it doesn't, it doesn't.
Send smoke signals.
Yeah, because when I'm out and I'm doing stuff, buddy, I'm gone and I'm wrapped up into something, man, you know? I typically, unless it's a dire emergency and, you know, people know how to get in touch with me during an absolute catastrophe. But other than that, man, you know, I'm doing things. I'm out working or hanging out with somebody or whatever it may be, but you're right. It's tough getting in touch with me. No doubt about it.
Oh, it's definitely, it's
because I don't,
difficult.
You know what? I don't, like I say, man, I like my freedom. I don't like being tied to a phone and granted, yes, it comes in handy, but I don't like being tied down to certain things that everybody has to use every day. I've been trying to get myself away from that sort of thing, and I've done a pretty good job at it.
Look, I have absolutely no issue with you wanting to minimize the impact in which technology has on your life.
Yeah.
But it's not like you're swearing off a smartphone for a flip phone or even a landline. You just can't get a hold of them in general. It's like you almost need to start raising carrier pigeons.
So that'd be cool.
And so that way I can do old school, you know, just send a carrier pigeon your way.
Yeah, you know what, man? Now that you say that, I was watching a documentary probably about a month ago about those. They're expensive, man.
What's that, carrier
Carrier
pigeons?
pigeons are not cheap.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, that's an expensive animal to own, man. And that's a pretty wild way of talking to, sending a pigeon with those little bitty small writing on a note.
Well, it definitely takes a lot of skill and
Yeah.
time and patience to handle all that.
Who was in? No, it was Tyson. Mike
Mike Tyson has
Yeah.
pigeons. I don't know if they're carrier
I don't
pigeons.
think
think
so.
he may have done pigeon races, but
Yeah.
all that.
But yeah, but I'm here now, and we're hanging out. So that's a good thing.
I got some cool news, but I can't get into it really
Yeah.
at all.
Well, why tease me with something like
Well,
that?
because I want to tease the audience. Gordon knows what it is, and so in order for me not to
All right.
prevent myself from being able to do this, I got to be very careful about it, and it's going to be one of those situations I can talk about it after it's done.
Well, sweet.
I will just
can't
give
wait
you
to
this
hear.
hint. I somehow finagled my way as an extra into a rather large
Production.
TV miniseries that's going to be coming
No.
out.
All right.
It's going to be filming next week, so
Oh, really?
Tuesday I got to go up to Universal Studios for wardrobe
No joke.
to make sure that wardrobe can handle me. As of right now, basically, I'm at least guaranteed a frame filler position.
Okay.
Where I'll be at least seen in
Yeah.
at least one frame of
Yeah,
this TV show.
you will be. Yeah.
And I'm getting paid like $125 for the day,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
And feed
more.
you, and they feed you.
And there's always the possibility of, hey, I need you to read this line. Here's your coffee, sir. Whatever. And then in
Right.
that case, just those 3 syllables, I could get paid possibly more.
Yeah, you'll definitely steps up.
But the program itself I have a feeling it's going to get a lot of attention. So
Really.
I'm excited about
I'm
that.
pumped.
And so I got to go up Tuesday for wardrobe, and then I got to go back to somewhere up in Central Florida, probably I think next Monday for filming.
All right,
So
man.
that's pretty cool.
How many days? Do you know how many
Just
days?
one.
Just one day.
Yeah.
All right. That's gonna be cool, man. I can't wait to hear about
Yeah,
it.
because I think I would assume they probably do all the interior shots up in Georgia.
Right.
But there's
yeah.
a few things that the storyline requires some Florida coastline
Background.
shots and
Okay,
things
coastline.
like that. And so in order to get that B shot,
Yeah.
all that, there's things that they clearly need to do down here. And how these production houses work is obviously they already got their main actors.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
they're not going to fly in a bunch of extras from Georgia
No.
And so what they do is they reach out to casting firms to bring in extras. And how I kind of got into this,
I was gonna ask you, how's this come about?
well, a few months ago, through my Living History channel not as TV, but channel as a group of friends and community, there's a Netflix show called The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel or some shit. It wins all kinds of awards. I've never seen it, but it takes place in the 50s.
Okay.
And they were recording an episode over in Miami.
Right.
And so because we do Living History and we do era-specific things, the word came out they were looking for extras who could wear 1950s stuff and be extras.
Right.
We had
Right.
to sign up for this casting company's website. It didn't cost anything, so I signed up, just uploaded some of the World War II photos I had, and I never heard anything back. So okay, not a big deal. I was just treating it like a
Yeah.
potential job, just something cool we could
Throw
do.
it out there. You never know what happens.
And about 2 weeks ago, I get this just a generic open casting call email. Here's the project. Here's what we're looking for. If you're available on this date, click available. Must have recent headshots, no selfies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shit.
Oh, now things are making sense to me.
I got a lot of World War II photos. Got a lot of selfies. A lot of people actually tell me I would take way too many selfies, but that's neither here nor there.
You do take a lot of selfies.
Well, because I'm alone.
I know.
I don't have
I
any
know.
friends that take my photos. And as
I
we've
know.
said before, when it comes... That's Gordon ringing a bell trying to be a dick.
Wow.
But as we said before, and Gordon's going to learn this now that he has his own public Facebook page, and you already know this from working at the radio station. The Waterman and D-Train Show Facebook page, the D-Train Facebook page, the What's the Scuttlebutt and the Fail to Fail, we don't have the same freedoms that you, the listener, have on Facebook. And what I mean by that is if you like a meme, you can save it to your computer and repost it as a fresh post, and no one's going to sue you. Because you're just a personal person. If you want to take a picture of a picture and post it.
Right.
If you want to download a screenshot of a movie you just watched off of IMDb and post and say, hey, I saw this movie this week. It's fantastic.
out.
No one's going to sue you.
Nope.
But since we are a public personality page and or the way the internet sees it, our pages are intended to generate interest into something that possibly may generate revenue. And so if I were to save a meme to my desktop and post it, I could first get hit with a cease and desist by the guy who created that meme, because there is a documentary featuring Cedric the Entertainer that Adam Carolla is working on over at chassis.com about memes and people who make their livings making memes. And believe it or not, there is a community of people who do nothing but sit around making memes for a living, and they get paid for it. And so as a business, if I post a meme, I know I can share it from the original source or from a third party. I can share it.
Right.
But I can't post it as a fresh, clean post.
As a fresh post.
And same thing with a photo. I want to download a photo from World War II off of Google, post it. Chances are Getty Images is going to try to sue my ass, because Getty Images owns everything.
Yes, they do.
You know, you make it in the world when you post a picture of yourself, it has the Getty Images watermark on it. I haven't gotten to that point, but I've seen celebrities do it.
Yep.
Because Getty, I don't care if it's a photo from 1485, Getty Images probably bought the rights to it. And so, with that being said, that limits us on what we can post pictures of.
Yes, it does.
Now, the fact that I'm by myself and I really don't do a whole lot of interesting shit, that means you get a lot of pictures of me, my ugly mug, or the food that I'm eating.
Right, yeah.
That is why there's so many selfies.
Running around the city. Hey, I'm over here. Hey, I'm over there. So, speaking of headshots, because I've noticed you made a comment about that.
what I had to do is I needed some headshots.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about kind of kismet. The only person I knew who was good at photography was a friend of mine, Tony's ex-girlfriend. Now, Tony moved back to Ohio. He used to be the drummer for the band Echo Trend locally. And he went back up to Ohio. Imagine that, everybody here is from Ohio. But
Not me.
when I worked at K-Rock, this girl was constantly hitting me up, hey, you guys need photographers for the concerts. And it wasn't that she was doing it because she's trying to cop free tickets, but she actually, her side gig is she works for a music website, and that's her gig. They pay her to go to concerts and take, and so she's always taking shots of these bands and all that. And so I knew she had skill, and so I sent her a message on Facebook. I said, hey, I need headshots in a hurry. Can you help me out? And she's like, well, I live in Ocala, but I literally just pulled into Cape Coral to celebrate my mom's birthday.
Oh, man. Lucked out.
She's like, can we do it tomorrow? I got a birthday. I was like, sure. And I was like, well, what do you charge?
Yeah.
And she's like, well, I'll do it for cheap. I'm like, what's cheap? I'm
Yeah,
thinking
what
in my
is
head,
cheap?
like $300.
Right.
She came back and said, I'll do it for $30. I said,
No
I'll
way.
see you tomorrow.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So she came over to my shop. We tried to do a few down by that large white wall behind the shop in the canal that's all spray painted. So what we did is we went down to Ford's garage because it was just quick. You know, I needed something
you just
quick.
need a couple of quick
So
photos.
I just grabbed the button-up Hurley shirt, went down to Ford's garage, which I posted a few of these pictures on my Facebook. I posted one or two on my D-Train page, which all of you guys made fun of me for, so thank you for that. But anyhow, and so then we went over to the Echo Preserve, where the Iwo Jima statue is. And we went back on the long walk where all the mangrove trees are, and got a few photos back there. She probably shot like 100 photos. I gave her $40. She sent me like 4 of them. I uploaded them to the casting page. And I never heard anything about that deal.
Still didn't hear nothing.
And then a week later, 2 weeks later, because I was getting kind of bummed because I knew the date was coming up.
They're casting fast.
I get an email titled to me. Same project, different role.
Oh.
The first role is more of a generic role.
Right.
It's a cattle call role, if you will. Basically, meaning a lot of people play that particular generic character. Whereas this one is actually more well-defined. And as I told Gordon off the air, I said, yeah, I probably aged out of the first role. He's like, yeah.
Very possible.
But I apparently was within range for the second role. And it's still, once again, as of right now, it's just frame filler. I'm just going to be an extra. But
yeah.
$125.
Still, man.
Considering this is a guy who goes out, who drives 3 hours to go dress up in World War II clothes for free.
Come on.
I'll go put on a costume and get paid $125
why not?
day, and be able to tie my name to a project that I think is going to be very, very cool.
Maybe throw your name in the credits at the end. That'd be sweet.
And so I get a message saying, hey, are you available on this date? We're interested in possibly casting for this role. We need recent headshots. I reply back, yes, I'm available. Headshots I just uploaded last week. And then I got a text message on my phone. Right. So I went from generic email to email titled to me to text message. On, hey, do you have any tattoos? No. Are you willing to get a haircut and shave? Replied back, do whatever you want to my hair, cut it, dye it, and yes, I will shave. Right. 2 days later, what is your suit size?
Oh man.
Well, I got World War II stuff, but I've lost 30 pounds since I've had all
Yeah,
this.
you haven't been measured, I'm
And
sure.
I
Yeah.
don't want to give them estimates, show up the wardrobe, and then get pissed. So what do?
Well, you either go and try to get measured here locally or go up
Exactly.
there.
You got to have drive, motivation, and act on your feet. So I
Yeah.
hop on the phone, piped up Cape Coral Taylor, called guy, hey, I need measurements, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. What do you try? $5. On my way. So I
Right
went
on.
down there, got the measurements, gave the guy money, texted him my measurements.
Bam.
2 days later, we want to cash you for this role. Can you show up on this date? Do you want morning or afternoons? I said, well, afternoons work. I didn't want to say, well, I got a 4-hour drive. I don't want to put any.
No, don't say anything
I just said
like
afternoons work best. You tell me what day. They said, how about this
Right.
time, this day? Sweet. So as of right
that.
now,
I'm there.
unless I go up and completely make an ass out of myself in wardrobe, I'm at least got a role as a frame filler in a very cool project.
Very cool, man. That's going to be interesting. I can't wait to find out what it is and when it's going to be, when you're going to be able to watch it. That's going to be awesome, man. That is really cool. That is really cool.
I'm excited, and I know some people who are going to be excited when they hear what the project is.
Yeah,
Gordon,
yeah, absolutely.
You're familiar with the show Dead Like Me, right?
Yes, I am.
Came out in early 2000s.
Absolutely. Yes, it was about, I believe, the girl who died, but she could see or had Grim Reapers around her. And
No,
stuff.
young lady, she died because the toilet seat from the space station fell out of the atmosphere and killed her.
Get out of here.
And she becomes a Grim Reaper.
Okay.
And now the interesting thing about Grim Reapers is, what the fuck is that?
He's playing with his computer.
I'm wondering if that is the text now. I don't know. It only happened since we've been using it.
Yeah, it's probably advertisements or some crap.
Yeah, I guarantee you little pop-ups or something.
But anyhow, so she's killed by a toilet seat. She becomes a Grim Reaper. But anyhow, there's a line in that show from back in the day that for some reason people have adopted, and I just think it's the dumbest shit ever. I actually heard somebody else saying that this word offends them. And so I'm just going to play this little
I want to hear
piece because if this offends you, one, it's one of those things I think that people really aren't offended. It's just kind of become one of those things where, sorry, I'm trying to find the damn thing. One of those things where it became an internet sensation, and so everybody's hopping onto it, and so it just kind of annoys me and drives me nuts.
So this is a phrase.
Yeah, let me see. Is this it? No. 1 second. I just added.
Pull yourself together, mister.
I'm trying there.
He's trying.
Oh, where the fuck did I?
Who was that, Ren, or was that Stimpy?
That's Ren. Oh, here we go. So this is from the show, like 2002, but for some reason the internet has taken on to this, and now I hear people saying that
Let's hear it.
this word bothers them, and I don't know why this word would bother them, because it's supposed to be a joke back then.
Moist.
Oh, yeah, that's...
What?
Hold on, that's the...
Moist. The word
What?
is moist.
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 Hold on, I have the whole damn clip.
I'll keep
Where
saying
did I
it.
put it?
Moist.
Moist.
I gotta hear it.
Where the fuck did I put it?
That's the word?
Yeah.
Well,
And I just completely stepped on it. Hold on.
That's all right. It happens. Everything's getting fine-tuned here, and thanks again, everybody, for the board. Patreon users. Sweet.
Yeah. Thank you guys for all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just, while you're fiddling around, just figured I want to give another shout-out.
Where did I put that?
And if you guys want, you can give us a call.
Oh, here we go.
All right.
It only aggravates her.
Oh, thank you, honey. That's so helpful.
Meet the family. Joy, age 41, is a Virgo. She's a career secretary and enjoys ice skating and John Grisham novels. She's pathologically afraid of balloons and hates the word moist. She thinks it's pornographic. Clancy, age 43, is a Cancer. He's a tenured professor of English at UW and is, I'm told, very well respected. He's having an affair with one of his graduate students.
So to paint the picture of how much of a stick in the mud her mother is, the writer said, hey, let's make her offended to the word
moist.
So now you're catching people using this word a lot? Is that what you're saying?
I hear people saying that they don't like that word.
They
now
don't
all
like
of a sudden it becomes a thing where it's like, really? Moist? That's
their
word
pet peeve.
That makes you cringe, that makes
moist.
you grasp your pearls, that
just
offends your delicate sensibilities.
Yeah. Oh, they just said moist. That's crazy, man. It's just something's moist, man.
Oh, right here, Morgan Long said that's a 4-letter word in my house. Hey, Morgan, turn up the radio.
Really?
Moist.
Get some moist. That's ridiculous, man. People are just so offended. I mean, they're looking for anything and everything.
I mean, Dave, you're known to get titillated by things such as
Yeah.
women's Russian bikini skiing
Oh, yeah. Pole
and
vaulting.
Venezuela
Oh,
volleyball.
love Venezuelan
But
volleyball. Puerto Rican
does that
volleyball?
do anything to you?
No,
Is
nothing
that
at all.
even sexual?
Nope. Nope, not at all.
Moist.
Yeah,
Are you
When,
saying it doesn't make you moist?
when I hear that, I think of
Moist.
like a, I don't know, fruit watermelon or something. Hey, that's moist.
Eh,
I mean, I'm just
Well,
thinking
the
of,
weatherman
or,
saying, hey, it's
or,
moist
or
today.
a boat cushion when you go to get on the boat, man. You're like, oh man, but typically you'd say that's just soaked
yeah, you want to
instead
say
of
it's
moist.
moist.
One of, yeah, soon the word soaked.
I don't know. I kind of use the word
Moist.
like when describing my car when I walk outside in the morning. Hey, my car's awfully.
Moist.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Like dew on the window or something, a lot of moisture in the air. And that's where,
Exactly.
obviously, that's ridiculous, man. Come on, people. Find something really bad to bitch about instead of the word
Moist.
right.
Go ahead, Gordon.
Yeah, I don't get the whole moist thing either. It's insane. Yes, my yard, if it's got dew on it, if I was back east, it'd be moist, right?
Yeah, like I said,
It
no
would
one's
be.
offended
Fun
by it.
that's
They
been
just
sitting on the side of the sink.
someone
It's
probably
not
made a
good either.
meme out of that, and so
Mhm.
and one of those people who's guilty of that is actually tuned in right now because I heard him say it on his podcast the other day that the word
Moist.
kind of bothers him. So I don't
Oh
get
yeah.
it. Now this person is Bill from the
Ah,
Supervised
what's
podcast.
up, Bill?
He doesn't like the word.
Moist.
Now I got a problem with Bill.
Uh-oh.
I've been listening to the Unsupervised podcast, as you guys should,
Mm-hmm. Very good podcast.
and he keeps talking about his enjoyment of tacos,
Mmm. I love tacos, bro.
but his palate's broken.
Why? What's wrong? What's he eating?
Because when he talks about getting good tacos, he's talking about Taco Bell.
Oh, Bill. Come on, man.
First off, that's as American as a taco gets.
There is no more American
I just
than
had
that.
the best. Now, caveat: I enjoy a fish taco. I eat fish tacos more than I eat beef tacos. But I was at Flea Masters today,
Oh,
and
yeah.
there's a place in there that's been around since the
Yeah.
beginning of time called the Taco Shop,
Mm-hmm.
and they still kind of toast their tortillas. Now, one guy said, "Well, that's Anglo tortilla because it's flour, not corn." They offer corn too, but I am a honky, so I got the flour tortillas. I just like them
That's
better than
all
corn.
right.
But it is without a doubt the best beef taco in town.
Nice.
And so I've reached out to Bill, and I am going to do kind of like I'll have what Phil's having. If you've ever seen that on
Yeah.
Netflix, it's a foodie show. I'm going to take Bill around, and we're going to film it.
Oh, dude,
to
I gotta
two
go.
or three of the best taco shops. It's gonna be one thing where we go to a taco place, order like one taco, just so we don't get filled
Yeah.
up, and then go down the next. I'm gonna take Bill around and show him
What real tacos are.
that real tacos are no more expensive than that crap
Oh, God, no.
that he gets at Toxic Hell.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's good for a quick drive-through, but if
Yes.
you're wanting a good taco,
If you're
man,
going there
me
when
and
everybody
you know.
else is closed, that's fine. But if you're going there before 9 p.m.,
Yeah.
you're having problems, Bill. And so
I think me and you have visited almost, well, there's so many of them now, but
Mhm.
we've visited, me and you both have been to quite a few taco
There's one
shops
on-
between here and Bonita.
there's one on here on Bayshore that's in the old Juicy Lucy's place. I haven't been to yet.
Yeah,
But I need
I
to.
bet, yep.
And I know it's been around long enough that it can't be bad or it'd be closed.
Yeah, because they're still open. Yeah.
Bill says he's way too boring. I don't believe that. I just don't
Oh,
think
Bill.
he's been exposed. Well, I know
Yeah.
he's been exposed to things that make him.
Moist.
But
Oh,
I don't
that's
think he's been
disgusting, Bill.
exposed to quality tacos.
No. Obviously not if he thinks Taco Bell is, the end-all be-all.
Yeah, and I'm by no means a taco aficionado, but
Oh, come
the
on.
fact that I lived in Long Beach for 3 years and got introduced to what a true
Taco
street
is,
taco
man.
is,
Damn right,
carne
street.
asadas,
Mm-hmm.
all that
Pollo.
stuff. I
Horchata.
never ate guac until I moved to California.
Really?
Never had pico, real pico, but out in California, pico's like on every goddamn table,
Oh,
every bar and restaurant.
everywhere.
It's everywhere. And so I love good quality pico now. But anyhow,
Yeah. Well, we got to get him out and get him a real good, like you say, let him figure out, like, hey, man, this is what real good tacos are. And get corn. Get him some corn tortillas instead of flour. Let
Yeah.
him really try it.
real
I want to
quick,
do kind of a weird crossover. You guys fans of sushi by chance?
yes, I just
I like sushi.
I do like sushi, but pedestrian. I'll go to Publix and get their like fresh,
Right. Right off the
spicy
depth.
California roll or the crunchy shrimp.
Their seafood
Um,
department there. Yeah.
If it comes down to going to a Japanese restaurant and sushi
Ooh.
and grill, I understand it's all about the experience of the onion
The
volcano
ambiance and
and all that,
everything.
and it's fun for once in a while. But me personally, if you ask, hey, do you want to go spend X amount of money at the sushi place, or do you want to go spend X amount of money on a big ass steak and some
There
asparagus?
you go.
I'll take the steak every time.
Yeah,
Well,
that is
where I
true.
was heading with it was something called the sushi burrito. Have you
Okay.
guys heard of that? Is that anything of
It
note in Florida?
sounds familiar, but I want to know more about this. What do you got?
So it's basically a sushi that's rolled up similar to a burrito in a soy paper,
Okay.
and then
Really?
yum yum sauce and everything. I tell you what, I thought it was going to be a gimmick. Thought it was going to be horrible, but if I am not a fucking fan, it is
Wow.
absolutely delicious. There's actually sushi burrito establishments. Of course, in Vegas, you can't throw a rock without hitting a sushi joint as it is.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be on every block around here. You know, a lot like SoCal.
And that's an
But yeah,
awesome way to
Yeah.
cut the carbs out.
That
oh,
is, yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, you don't have all the rice, and all that BS. But yeah, I had a sushi burrito with some bulgogi in it, which is a Korean beef. That's fantastic.
Nice.
And
Via the Facebook live chat, Morgan Long wants to know, Gordon, if you were a fan of dim sum.
not had dim sum, son.
I haven't either. There's this place that opened up. It's called Eat Smart 24, and it's basically, at the end of the day, it's a stir fry place, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not a stir fry place that's designed as a Chinese restaurant.
Okay.
It's just a healthy food place. You go in there, and they have a bucket, pre-bucket of white or brown rice, or you can choose the noodles.
Right, right.
It's in a bucket. You go grab it out of the refrigerator, and then you walk over to the counter. They got fresh snow peas, fresh corn. I mean, this stuff's fresh from the market each morning. You choose the vegetables you want. You throw it in the bin. Then you go down, and they have pre-cut chicken, fish,
Sweet.
pork,
Yeah, yeah.
and beef. You get two proteins.
Mm-hmm.
So you like to put the chicken cup down and the steak cup next to it.
Right.
Obviously, you don't mix it together yet. And then you go, and they have a sauce bar. You choose the sauces you want,
Mm-hmm.
and then you give it to them all. And then they have these giant woks, like the deep ones.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
then they have cameras over top them. So, and there's a TV you can literally watch and make your food.
That's cool.
And they give you the bucket of this thing. I went there last Saturday
I was gonna say,
for
where
lunch.
where is this place?
It's remember where the Dooner, the German place, was across from Staples on Del Prado.
Yeah.
It when the Dooner closed, said we'll be back. We're at German Fest. And
Yeah,
then that
right.
Monday they were Eat Smart, so I don't know what the
Yeah,
fuck
it never
happened.
came back.
But we ate there like 11 o'clock on a Saturday, and 7
Nice.
p.m. rolled around, and we were still full.
That's good
And it's
food.
about $10 a bucket. Now it's a little
Damn.
pricey, but if
Yeah.
you consider that a supersized freaking combo meal from
How many
the
did it
Shit
feed?
Shack is,
How many did it feed you? And
well, no, you each get your own bucket.
Oh, okay, okay.
But you can take them home. But once again, $10 sounds like a lot. But once again, if you get the supersized combo meal at the Shit Shack across the street, it's
Yeah.
still 8 or 9, and this is
Mm-hmm.
far more healthier and it lasts longer.
Damn right. Yeah, if you're still full at 7 and you ate at 11, man, that's good food. That's real food, man. That's real food.
The Waterman D Train Show is brought to you by our friends at At Computers, live from the At Computer Studio. At Computers has been servicing all of Southwest Florida since 2004. Now, we know about all the business stuff they do, but if you're looking for computer repair, here's the best part. Things have changed since 2004 when At Computers opened up. They used to be able to go to your house and scan your computer viruses in an hour, hour and a half, and be gone. They could actually probably scan your computer twice with Malwarebytes to make sure that everything's gone. But those were the days of 150 gig hard drives. Now we got 1 terabyte. For those of you who don't know, terabyte is 1,024 gigs. So you do the math. 2 terabytes, and so it takes longer to scan because the more data you have, the longer it takes those scans. At Computers know this, and they are not going to go to your house, sit around your house for 5 hours, and then hand you an invoice for more than what your computer's worth. No, one, they don't want to charge you more than your computer's worth, and two, they really don't want to sit around your house for that long because they're not doing anything but watching it scan. So what they do is they have their in-shop flat rates. That's right. They can take your computer, your laptop, whatever it is, take it to their shop, whether it takes them 4 hours or 3 days, depending on the problem, obviously not counting parts. You're looking at $95 flat rate. $95. That's the same price it was back in 2005. They have not raised their prices at all. So, if you're a home computer user or even a business computer user and you need your computer fixed, $95 is still cheaper than a brand new computer. Now, I know what you're saying, well, I can get a refurb for $130, $140. Yes, but then you got to spend your time transferring all your data, reinstalling all your programs. And if you have a business, reinstalling all the domains and everything else. So, laptop repair, computer repair, you need data pulled off the phone, your girlfriend cracked the screen on, what have you. TV mounting, anything technical, give them a call, 239-283-1120, or visit them at act-capecoral.com. And as you guys know, because you listen every week, they can also remote into your computer as long as your internet's working. I know that sounds stupid that I should have to say that, but I've gotten phone calls, hey, my internet's down, can you log into my computer and take a look? No, I can't. So as long as your internet is working, they can log in via their website with your permission and fix all the same problems, and the same thing will apply. They will give you the same flat rate or cheaper. Chances are if I'm remoting into your computer, it's because your email's not working or your printer's jacked up or something like that. You know, if I'm in and out of 5 minutes, I'll send you an invoice for $5. I'm not going to nickel and dime you. Give them a call, 239-283-1120, or go to act-capecoral.com. And while you're on the website, scoot on over to d-410.com, and on the right-hand side, this is the important part, click on the Patreon link. So many of you done that. Like I said, last week we had 2 new patrons sign up. One of those patrons got a pair of Pug sunglasses. He's super happy about that. For those of you who want Pug sunglasses, go to the Waterman and D-Train Show page. I posted a video last week of how you can get those, and all you got to simply do is post a quick video. Don't have to be quick, don't have to be long, witty, or anything. Just explain to us what kind of activities you're doing that would greatly benefit from some eye protection. Maybe your sunglasses broke, maybe you're working outside. Shoot a quick video, post it to our page, and we will select the best ones and send out sunglasses, no charge to you. I will eat the $10 shipping cost. That's how much it costs to send the last pair to Marco Island. But anyhow, and last but not least, you're on D-410. You just signed up for Patreon, but in the other tab, D-410 is still open. Go back to that tab, click on the Amazon link, and save that to your favorites toolbar, into your desktop, or wherever you want to put it. And the next time you shop on Amazon, click on that link. It won't cost you a dime, quarter, a nickel, or penny. And every week I say that, and every week I'm like, I need to go get the rap song by Nappy Roots where they say dime, quarter, nickel, penny, and include that, but I always forget. But anyhow, it won't cost you an extra dime, quarter, nickel, or penny, but they will send me a penny, and those pennies add up. And last but not least, Sleeves.com. Go to Sleeves.com, all of your activewear, enter the promo code D41040. That's D41040. See the pattern going on here, people? D41040, that'll save you 40% off your entire shopping cart. And thanks to you guys who've been doing that. I'm seeing the residuals from that. Thank you guys so much. And that's all the housekeeping, and that is all the nonsense out of the way.
Beautiful.
Who is familiar with this song?
Gee, mate, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The Pinky and the Brain. Yes, Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. They're laboratory mice. Their genes have been sliced.
We're all familiar with Animaniacs. We all love the Animaniacs. By far the greatest cartoon in the 90s, and I would almost say all time, with the exception of our friends over at Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, man, come on now.
Well, with
and the
Animaniacs, I
Simpsons.
was actually late high school, so I feel like I'm moving a little on the outside of that bubble.
But anyhow, I was over at another restaurant, and they had unplugged from the cable industry, and they had a stick in their TV. And they're watching that show, and we get to talk about Animaniacs, and the proprietor is talking about how they are talking about possibly bringing back Pinky and the Brain as their miniseries.
Oh, really?
The reason I bring this up is
About to say, what's the deal?
he hit me with a question that I had never thought of. He blew my mind, and I'm going to present that question to you guys real quick. Listen to the words.
I'm listening.
Gee, mate, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
The Pinky and the Brain. Yes, Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other's insane. They're laboratory mice.
Which one's the genius and which one's insane?
Between Pinky and the Brain?
Yep.
I'd say,
I say secretly the Pinky's the genius.
yeah, that's what I would say.
What is your reasoning behind that?
It's too on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gee, Brain, what are we going to do tonight? What's Brain say?
We're going to do what we do every night, Pinky.
What is the
going to
definition of
make it really good.
insanity?
Doing something over and over.
Expecting a different result.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
On
I've
Pinky
been there.
and the Brain. Gee, Brain, what are we going to do tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Brain wants to do the same thing he does
every
every night that he always fails at.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow gets himself into a quandary, and who comes up with the idea to get him out? Pinky. So the question is, on the face of it, we're led to believe that Pinky is the insane, crazy one, Yoink!
Yeah.
And Brain is the smart one.
And this is a smart one, because the
But-
brain.
If you sit down and possibly burn one and get the thinking about
Yeah,
it,
start Yeah,
you
I get
start
it.
to realize that the brain is the crazy one because he's the one trying to do the same thing over and over and over again,
And
expecting a
exactly what you're
different
saying.
result
Expecting
that he
a
never
different
gets.
result. Because
But
I've been there, man.
it's Pinky, the nutty one, who always comes up with the fresh new ideas to get him out of the problems.
Mm-hmm. That's wild.
Isn't that crazy? That never even occurred to me.
New miniseries, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, I got to tell you real quick,
Give
man.
us a call. Put the phone number out there. We want to try
Yeah,
our new
all right.
system. Give us a
Let's
call.
give us a shout.
Give us a call and I'll give you a pair of glasses.
All right, here, 239-256-5943. Once again, that is 239-256-5943. My
One
Bobcats.
more time so I can put it in the Facebook.
Yeah, hey, my Bobcat's
No,
back.
one more time. 239.
Oh, 239-256-5943. So my neighbor, we've had a dispute here in my neighborhood between some homes. People are upset, obviously, with the bee situation and things.
Still?
Well, no, that's all been kind of resolved. But my neighbor's put up a new fence to keep his chickens in his yard. Because
Now, is this a 6-foot fence that
no,
meets
no,
code compliance?
no,
Did he
no,
pull a permit
no,
on it?
no,
That sounds a bit Hatfieldy and McCoy.
no. Yeah, it is in a way.
But
It
if
is.
you live
Yeah,
in
the
Cape
Hatfield
Coral
McCoy.
and you deal with the Cape Coral Gestapo, you know you got to pull a permit.
You've got, yeah. I mean, anywhere nowadays you have to.
Fun fact.
But dude,
You remember that piece of shit show that was on True TV where they would follow parking attendants around? Well, that one spawned off to be its own show, but in the first format, they'd follow parking attendants around. They would fart. They would follow guys who served papers around. It was basically about people who worked shitty jobs.
right?
They'd follow tow truck guys around, and they would get allegedly mugged and all that crap.
Booted and all
The
that.
I know what you're talking about.
the pilot version of that show, they actually followed around Cape Coral code compliance because everybody hates
Did
them
they?
so much.
Wow.
So we got a call coming in.
All right.
See how this goes.
Let's see. Let me get my.
Hit
where's
answer
the
on it.
mouse at? Hold on.
Hit the green.
Can't even get it. The mouse. And there it is.
Waterman D-Train Show. Who's this?
Hey, this is Morgan.
Hey, Morgan. What's going on?
What's up, buddy?
Nothing, just loving the show, man.
Appreciate it. Hey,
Yeah.
while I have you on the phone, we were just talking about shitty TV shows, but since we have you on the phone, I'm gonna ask you a question. I was gonna ask you the guys anyhow. We all had passions, especially when we were younger kids. What was something that you're passionate about that you no longer do? And I'll give you an example. I used to be diehard into movies. I would get home from high school every day or from work at night. I would watch Clerks, run Clerks on the ground. I had Clerks, Chasing Amy, all the Kevin Smith movies on VHS and then DVD. After I moved out and couldn't afford cable, I would just sit there and watch movies. I was a movie aficionado. But nowadays, it's like, I don't get excited. Gordon's always asking me, hey, have you seen this movie? No.
So your question is then.
What is something that you are passionate about that you used to do that you don't do now? But here's a caveat: it is not age exclusive. Meaning, well, I used to play Little League. No, I mean it's an activity or a passion or a hobby you used to do that has nothing to do with age. You could still do it if you want, but you just lost interest in it.
What you got, Morgan?
I don't know. I used to be a truck driver, and I used to love all kinds of stuff, big trucks. I drove a wrecker before I moved down here from work, and I used to really be into all things wrecker. And
Yeah.
I when I moved down here, I found out that they didn't want to pay any money to do the job, so I really lost interest in something that at one time I was extremely passionate about. And so I mean, I guess that's it. I mean, I still love music. I still love movies.
Right.
It's
So.
Is it one of those situations where you miss it enough that you wish you could get back into it, or are you just kind of over it at this point?
I don't know. It was really a cool job, and I'm a complete gearhead, so
Right on.
I'd be like a crackhead working in a crack house. But it's I'm old now, and my body can't take the abuse, and I can't stay up all those hours.
Yeah. You know what, Morgan?
I suppose I could do it again, but I don't know that I'd really want to. Trying to pull some dumbass out of a ditch. At
Yeah,
2:30 in the morning
exactly.
because I drank too much. that really doesn't appeal to me anymore.
Yeah,
No.
Dave used to do that
Yeah,
job. He knows all about it.
yeah, I drove a wrecker here in Southwest Florida for a couple of years.
Who'd you drive for, Dave?
I drove over here in Cape Coral for Eddie's Towing.
Okay.
Yep, right there on
Yeah,
Vizcaya.
I hit them all up when I moved down here 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've got more certifications than you can shake a stick at. And
Awesome.
Like, yeah, we'll pay you like $7 an hour.
That's the thing.
No, I don't think so.
That was one of the things that got me is, you made all your money, doing accidents and repos and things of that nature, which were dangerous as all get out. Did you ever do any of the repo stuff? Because I know that was always the sketch.
I traveled all over the state of Oregon.
Oh, wow.
Repoing motorhomes and heavy equipment.
Oh, damn.
Skidders and
Yeah.
all kinds of crazy stuff. And
Hey, Dave, why don't you explain to him what happened the first time you strapped the Vespa scooter down to the back of a flatbed?
Uh-huh.
I heard all about the Vespa scooter on the radio.
Yeah. Well, here's one of the things that you guys never caught
for
on
our
to.
Ohio listeners.
That was a bad day, Waterman.
Well, hey, listen,
for our national
hold
listeners
on,
who
Morgan.
don't know, go ahead and explain it.
No, I want to let you know. Do you know what day that was recorded on and what day I called in? That was April Fool's Day.
Okay, well, so
because I was joking around that I
think you're trying to save face.
No, that I put a Vespa. Come on, dude. I've towed a lot of things. I know how to.
Totaled.
Nah, I've totaled some things myself as well. But no, that was funny, man. But the old lady's Vespa on the back of the flatbed and just kind of, whoops, there it went off into the ditch. Whoa.
Hey, Morgan, I appreciate the phone call. Send us a private message at the Waterman and D Train show, and we'll get some glasses out to you.
Absolutely, Morgan, please.
Right on, man. I love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Spread the word, man.
Thank you, brother.
Will do. All right, bye.
See you.
All in all, that sounded pretty good.
That came through really clear.
The volume was a little low.
I was going to look over
adjust
here.
that. We'll do that another time. But hey, I can control it now. I got a mute button. It's on its own its own channel. So that worked quite well.
That did work very well.
And so after a year and almost 8 months, we're moving up in the world. So what about you, Gordon? What's something you used to be passionate about that you spend your time, money, energy, and effort, but you just can't bring yourself to do it, or you just don't care about it anymore?
You know what? See, skateboarding would be too obvious. That's just because I'm too old, right?
Oh, come on.
No, seriously, I'm jacked up. I really was into like model rockets as a kid.
That's what I was going to say.
I
was into model rockets.
It's time for Nerd Out, Nerd Alert. Okay, Gordon, question for you. This is for all the marbles. Where did the engines come from for your rockets, for your models? Where was that technology from?
That technology, I just remember hearing about it.
Come on.
I want to think it's
Come on.
I don't got it. Sorry, I can't.
Close your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go back to HBO 2004, 2002, 2000. There's a little show called The Band of Brothers. And there's a scene in Band of Brothers where the young private is out there and Lieutenant Welsh was loading a rocket into the back of his bazooka. And he's back there flipping and fumbling, and then he pats him on the head and he shoots the tank. He misses and they do it again. What they don't show you in movies. And on that show, you know what activates that rocket? A 9-volt battery in the wooden handle of the bazooka. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the rocket engine in the bazooka was a little bit more high-powered version of the same one young Gordon used to put into his model rockets, which means they were detonated the same way. The bazooka, the actual round, had a small wire coming out of it. You would plug alligator clips into the back of it.
There you go.
And when they squeeze the trigger, it would send the
Fires
9-volt signal.
Hits the ignition.
And so I've been trying to come up with a way to create a soft rubber version, replica of those bazooka rounds, because I have friends with reproduction bazookas, and we could easily put those rocket engines in them.
Yeah, get the D engines, because they're like the Ds. Those are the big ones.
But yeah, that's where that and you got this company who's making all this shit. They got inventory. Well, how are we going to move this product? Well, I know. Let's make cardboard rockets. It's it's 1950s. We just landed on the moon. We're in the middle of the rocket era, and so that's actually where that technology came from. Obviously, the military equivalent's a little more high powered, but it's literally the same way, detonated with the same sort of get up in the 9-volt battery.
I'll be damned. Speaking of which,
that makes sense.
You know, this was the big weekend of
Mm-hmm.
Apollo, man. And
Mm-hmm.
yesterday they actually was their moon landing. When they actually landed on the moon was
Yep.
yesterday. And I
The
want to
right
give a
stuff.
big shout out to this thing they're calling real time right now. Have you heard about real time,
Real
man?
time with Bill Maher?
No, not real time with Bill Maher. What they're doing is certain historic events that have happened. There's this channel on YouTube that is recreating everything in what they're calling real time. So what happened is with this whole Apollo, the Saturn V and Apollo mission going to the moon, they've started off by broadcasting the very beginning of the launch, like before 9:32 a.m. when it lifted off and was headed towards the moon. But they're rebroadcasting 24 hours a day until the mission's complete and they're back here on Earth. But they're going to start doing that with certain anniversaries, like this is
That's cool.
the 50th anniversary. They're going to do that with like I think the OJ stuff. They got some other big historic events they're going to broadcast, which is pretty interesting that they're doing that now.
Well, you know, the
People are
OJ
taking their time out to do it.
the OJ thing is kind of our generation's equivalent to JFK getting shot or
Yeah.
Elvis dying. Where were you when the news came out that Elvis that OJ
What?
was in his Bronco running down the interstate from the police?
Me? I was at the taco shop in downtown LA.
Gordon, you remember where you were?
I think it was at a friend of ours, Turtle's house, out there off in Grove City, off of
Wow.
104.
Yeah, I'll never forget because everybody was standing there in the restaurant, and of course it's starting to be broadcast all around the city, and it was on their little big box TV they had, hanging up in the corner there, and I knew right then and there, oh geez, not gonna be good, not gonna be good. Didn't finish the whole chase though. I did make it home, started burning one, and then finished it up though.
I was on a not a school bus, but like a tour bus.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of bigger than a Greyhound, a private bus that like a youth group would rent out.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually on my way to camp in New York State,
Good God.
and we heard about it. And so the joke obviously became the whole time is, "Hey, look, there goes OJ." Every time
Oh,
you
every
saw
time it's a white
Bronco.
Bronco. Yeah.
But that's where I was.
Al Cowlings, old Al Cowlings. But yeah, this is pretty cool. This, like I say, with the whole broadcasting of historic events that have been filmed and videoed, and there's a bunch of audio of it.
Mm-hmm.
I really dig what this one YouTube channel's doing is broadcasting from beginning to end certain anniversary of the events is pretty cool. The guy says he's got a lot of stuff coming up, so it'll be interesting to see. I think it's really neat. People taking their time out to do that, man. Really cool.
What else do you have on your list of shit there, Dave?
Let's see. I'll tell you what I'm pissed off about. I'm a little upset.
About?
And once again, it's because, granted, yes, I am getting older and my eyes are
Ain't
getting
that the
bad.
truth?
Yeah, right. And my eyes are starting to get a little bad, but I'm upset at the new roads, man. This black asphalt. I like it.
Wait a
It's
second, that's kind of racist. What's going on, buddy?
no,
Why you
no.
gotta bring race into
Yeah,
this?
why you got to bring that in here? No,
I didn't-
what
I
I'm getting.
didn't-
No, we're talking about you, Dave.
What?
Why do you gotta bring race into this?
What are you talking about? It's
Yeah,
black asphalt. What are you talking
Isn't
about?
asphalt always black?
What?
Huh?
Isn't asphalt always black?
What did he say?
It's a bad joke. Just keep going.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can't even hear you, man, barely. No, it's just what?
I was saying, isn't asphalt always black anyway? It's tar based.
He's saying,
my
isn't
God.
asphalt
Yeah,
always black?
Okay, I get you. I get
Concrete's
you.
gray,
Yeah,
asphalt
I
is
see what
black.
he's saying. I see what he's saying. Anyways, dun dun dun. I'm getting to it. So, anyways, man, no, the deal is at night when you're driving around because it is
Mhm.
so dark and the asphalt's black. When you start getting these rains that we've been having, and like the sheen that's coming off of this is kind of throwing me off visually as I'm driving it. Do you notice any of that, or is it just me?
No, I haven't noticed down here. What I noticed when I lived in California, because the way they would make the overpasses
It's just
and
bothering
the
me.
way it's raised up off the ground,
Yeah,
the concrete has grooves in it.
yeah, of course.
Like every 2 inches, there's grooves.
Yeah,
It almost looks corrugated. But the concrete does not go in the direction of the road. It's constantly going straight. And so
Yeah.
then they paint it with white lines, and so it's gray concrete
Mhm.
with grooves in it.
right.
And so you're driving, your eyes are following the grooves which are going straight ahead, but your lane is veering off to the left because
Mhm.
the whole system's moving and snaking, but the
Right.
grooves in the concrete
Are
don't
still
go
going- no.
with the path of the road. They're
Right.
going. It's the way they stacked them, and so if you're watching the grooves and not the paint, you'll just drive
road
another
running
lane and
through.
get sideswiped, or even just drive into the wall.
Yeah, I've just noticed these new roads around here lately with all this new construction. It's because it's got that shine. There's a sheen on it that happens.
Charlie or Martin?
Ha ha ha, Charlie. Well, Martin, actually, Apocalypse Now. There we go.
Melee is like, fuck that. I'm keeping my heritage. I'm not scared to be Hispanic.
No, hell no. But just the sheen on the road is just, I don't know if it's brand new because it's new and it hadn't been worn in yet or what the deal is, but it just seems awfully shiny and I'm getting
Moist.
reflections. There you go. Yeah, it's awfully
Moist.
exactly. The road is just completely
Moist.
unbelievable. It just won't leave me alone. I just keep staring at.
Moist.
So
assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
so yeah, it's just
I'm surrounded by assholes.
But it's just driving me nuts because I'm wondering, I'm like, is it my eyes that are really starting to get, do I need to get glasses? Do I need to get my eyes checked? Or is it really that bad?
Podcast Bill agrees with you. He says via the Facebook live stream, I kind of agree with Dave, but I'm pretty blind and I have a hell of a lazy eye. All these are true. I will say, Bill, I never noticed the lazy eye, but I have heard you talking about it on your podcast.
Yeah, I didn't know he had a
And
lazy
so
eye.
now when we do our taco filming adventure, I'm going to be staring at your eyeball the whole time.
Yeah, we're going to zoom in on it, Bill.
Going to be the eyeball.
Yeah, and then every time, we'll gauge the reaction of the tacos through his eye. But anyway, I just noticed these roads, and I think it's just, hey, it is what it is. It's new technology. They're coming up with new stuff all the time, but they're repaving everywhere around here, and I don't know, it's just kind of bothering me here lately. So other than that, Area 51 update, over 1 million people ready to go.
Yep, buddy.
We'll see what happens there.
Gordon, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Now, joining us live from the WD410 News Desk in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's our friend and news anchor Gordon Abernathy. Gordon, how are you doing tonight?
We're doing well, gentlemen.
Hey, how you doing?
51. The guy who started that campaign has come out to say it was kind of a joke. But they are going to set up some festivals out there around Rachel. Try to get some food trucks. I think Guy Fieri has also thrown his
Get out.
Mikey hair in the ring, and we'll see how that goes. It is kind of funny. A lot of people who signed up, I believe, don't understand what they're in for with the environment up this way. But it'll be interesting. But speaking of people and hanging out in a place that probably doesn't have a whole lot of places that get a shower and clean, there's been an interesting poll that's come out, and maybe Dave can elaborate on this, but we're finding out that 51% of people who use pools use them to substitute for a bathtub.
No.
Chlorine or salt water?
Yeah, what kind are we talking about? A chlorine pool or a salt pool?
They're not specifying, but it is the Water Quality and Health Council has released these findings that 51% of participants are doing so.
Okay, so 51% of participants say that getting into the pool is the equivalent of taking a shower.
No, what they're saying is when they go swimming, they're like, well, I just was in the water up to my asshole, past my asshole, over my head for the last hour and a half. What do I need a bath for? And I will agree with that.
Yeah, to an extent.
Under the guise that when you get out of said pool, you do not smell like a chlorine factory.
True.
And
if it's a private home-based pool and not a public pool where you got 250 people peeing it. Because as our friend Morgan Moose Wright from American Ninja Warrior fame posted, and I shared to our page, he was at a local pool and he heard two 40-year-old women having a conversation. Which one said, "Hey, I'm going to go to the lazy river because I got to pee. Do you wish to join me?"
Oh no!
Oh, come on, you know that's what a lazy river is.
Yes,
it's just a river of urine.
But do we not?
Come on.
Do we not have decorum anymore? And there are things we keep to ourselves. I mean, it's societal policy dictates you keep that sort of thing yourself.
I find that offensive.
I don't know.
Well,
one of the
time
things
and everybody sharing everything on social media, it makes sense that people don't care.
Well, one of the things we'll cover next week, because I have it on my list of shits, is we're going to take a list and we'll take calls. We're gonna rebuild a list of things we need to bring back into society for decorum's sake. that's neither here nor there. What is on your list of shit, Gordon?
Also have a Arizona vet is able to keep his home that was auctioned for a $236 tax bill.
Oh.
Say what now?
Imagine being a vet, having your place out from under you because you couldn't afford $236. So this was back in Maricopa County, Arizona.
Home of the prison tents and the pink underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Did they get rid of that now that he's gone?
Yeah, I was about to say he's gone. I think they got rid of that program.
Yeah, I have not heard anything
Making
about
them live
it.
outside and stuff.
Oh, I just figured it's not politically favorable, but usually what happens in those cases is one, usually the budget money's already spent and it's cost more to get rid of that, and two, other people know that secretly, yes, it's not optic wise, it's not good, but it works, and so they tend to keep that shit in place.
Exactly.
But
so
anyhow.
This guy, forget it, Jim Bomer, he's able to stay in his house. The county treasurer's office confirmed that Bomer will not face eviction from the auction winner, who has threatened to remove him.
Wow.
Details on this agreement were still emerging after Friday afternoon, but he owned a small trailer out in Arizona and wasn't able to pay the bill, so therefore, they probably sold it for $236.
Yeah, for the lot fee.
Nonetheless, county officials were committed to working with the council for Mr. Bomer to assist him in keeping his home. The county attorney's office also said in a statement, additionally, county officials are working together to develop a legislation to proceed and procedures to ensure that nobody runs into this again. And especially with vets, it's unfortunately the vets seem to get the raw end of the deal in this country. I know our focus is hyper-focused on the border right now.
Are we talking about veterinarians or war vets?
We're talking about a war vet.
Okay, because when you said vets, I was thinking he's a veterinarian at first. All right, keep going.
No, he's a war vet, and it became a thing when it went out on social media. There was some crowdfunding campaigns going on to help keep him there at GoFundMe. But needless to say, somebody's finally doing something right about the situation. And then we have in Florida, we have a place called let's just say in Belgrade, Florida, there is a family looking for justice for the images online of their daughter who was killed in a car crash.
Justice from who? Who's publishing the images?
Yeah, are they illegally
sources
using them? Somebody's illegally using them.
Employees of the funeral home.
Ooh, that's low.
So right now, it basically are saying that her body was so disfigured that they wanted a closed casket. And then they're going around and somehow they found the images online that somebody who worked there posted of their dead daughter on a slab.
No.
That's insane. So they were using it as look at our skill as far as being able to do an open casket after someone's totally mutilated, or was it something more nefarious?
No, it was straight up going to be a closed casket funeral. According to the mother, when I looked at the photo, I saw that it was taken in the prep room at the funeral home. My baby was partially clothed and on a mortuary slab with her hair pulled back. That we saw it. Jones, the daughter, was only 27 years old when she tragically lost her life in a car accident on I-95. And their attorneys for family of Jones's family said that again, it was so disfigured they requested a closed casket. Now they are suing the funeral home for damages, and you know what? They've got a right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they do.
And the mother does say that this is more than just money, and that's just it. It's I don't know. We're just getting sicker and sicker people out there.
It's the principle of the fact that, man, why are they? So these were up on the funeral home's website.
Or the Facebook page
or
their
employees.
They're not saying, the news source isn't disclosing where it was, but it was out there and it was online.
Still out there. They still got out.
On the local beat, this is a 2-week story. It's pretty old, but I want to bring this up because I know somebody who does the same thing. Boca Raton, Florida. A pellet gun wielding iguana hunter mistakenly shoots and injures a South Florida pool company employee last month in Boca Raton neighborhood, authorities said. Let's see here. According to WPTV, the victim was on a job at the Parkside home when a hunter fired the weapon, accidentally striking him. I heard the scream at the top of his lungs, "Ow!" and he had blood coming out of the back of his leg, homeowner E. Lynn Bryan told the station. Boca Raton police determined that the hunter, who was not publicly identified and will not be facing any charges, had been hired to, quote, hired to shoot and kill the invasive lizard, WPTV reported. Paramedics treated the pool company employee. No further information was immediately available. In Florida, homeowners do not need a permit to kill iguanas on their own property, according to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission's website. The FWC encourages homeowners to humanely kill green iguanas on their property whenever possible. Now, I bring this up because a friend of mine who lives on the street behind my shop, because I have like 5 of these iguanas out behind my shop.
They're
But
everywhere, man.
he just had to have his seawall rebuilt after Hurricane Irma, and so did his neighbors. And luckily, he was smart. He waited for his neighbor to contract him, and so she paid full freight. And since all their equipment was out
It's already
back,
there.
he got his done.
Let's go in and get mine done
and
while
it was
we're at it.
less of a charge because the equipment, he didn't have to pay the transportation fees. But anyhow, and part of the reason why they had to do this is the iguanas start to burrow behind the concrete wall. And they dig out the dirt, water goes down there, causes erosion, and it helps to speed up the process to have seawall collapse. And so he got into the habit of shooting these things off a seawall and letting them fall into the canal for the blue crab to eat.
There you go.
But iguanas have, ironically, what some self-defense companies create vests in a certain format they call lizard skin, where they overlay the plates. And so he had to go out and get your little Red Ryder BB gun just doesn't cut it.
No way.
He had to go out and get like a more of a competition-style pellet gun with the varmint pellets at the points on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, he just sits on his lanai and he just snipes
Pegs
these
them off.
things all night
Ping,
long and then
ding.
goes and kicks them into the canal for the blue crab.
Yeah. Oh, that lizard skin's tough, man. You've got to definitely have more than your Red Ryder BB gun.
But what
or
kind of
even
asshole?
CO2 pellet gun's not going to do it.
If you're going to shoot at iguanas, much like a real firearm, you're responsible for every round that comes out the end of that barrel.
Yeah,
and so you're supposed to shoot them at a trajectory that the pellet is either going to go into said canal, go into the yard,
Well, you
into
gauge,
a
yeah.
safe area. You can't be shooting
Just randomly
You can't
firing
be like
away.
proned up on your yard like a sniper shooting parallel, because even after it passes through the lizard, that pellet is going to continue on its trajectory until it runs out of velocity and possibly hit a neighbor's car, a cat, a window, a pool man,
Or a leg.
or a leg. Yeah, so you got to be a little smart when you're taking it upon yourself to hire to hunt and kill iguanas.
Speaking of those lizards, I was out at a sponsor's property.
Not our sponsor.
Not our sponsor, another sponsor.
Cooler if he was.
Yeah, but I saw a new breed of lizard I've never seen before. It was probably about 3 feet, 3.5 feet long, but it just goes to show how many of these different species of just not even just iguanas, because we got Komodo dragons now as well, and iguanas. Well, this one was more of like a salamander, but it was like 3-4 feet long, and it was green, but then like half its hind legs, when it started to get to its middle of its back, it turned purple, and then the rest of it was all purple all the way down its tail. So it was purple, and then once it hit, and then green from up there. And I was like, what is that? And it was fast, bro. It took off running. It was real low. It didn't have any kind of spikes, or it was just very sleek and very flat, almost like a what do you call those other ones?
Chameleons?
Like a chameleon in a way.
Like the bud.
But yeah, but I was like, dude, look at this. I was like, I've never seen one of these lizards like this in the wild. Yeah, it looked like it. It looked like it.
Well, I know, and we'll get back to Gordon's news here in a second, but when I still worked at the radio station, they had this huge, what looked like an anole lizard, but it was a brighter green. And that is the other invasive species that we're getting overrun with in Florida, which is the Cuban king anole. It's 3 or 4 times larger than the standard anole, but it actually eats the other ones. They're very aggressive.
Oh, really?
And so it used to hang out on the window at the front of the station. It looks just like an anole, but it's like that big. It's huge.
Oh, wow.
At first I thought it was a baby iguana, but no, it's a Cuban king anole, and they are actually eating all of our indigenous
our smaller
anoles.
ones, yeah. Well, that's why I said this lizard, it tripped me out because I've never seen one like this before in the wild. And I was like, wow, look at that. That's totally new to me.
Anyhow, Gordon, back to the Vegas beat.
Actually, good news for the Lake Tahoe region in California. Due to the amount of snowfall this year, Lake Tahoe is the fullest it's been in nearly 2 decades.
Wow.
Sweet. So turn on the sprinklers and watch the cars.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. The water stored in the Alpine Lake is quickly approaching its legal limit after snowmelt from a stormy winter has left behind enough to potentially last through
Pinch hold.
3 summers of droughts.
How many summers? 3 summers of drought.
3 summers of drought.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
It is literally within 25 millimeters of its maximum allowed surface elevation of 6,229.1 feet. So very good. Unfortunately, the bad end of this deal that we will have to deal with coming up is fire season because everything's really green and it's really down really quick.
Yeah.
I am going to move over to the Las Vegas beat. One of Metro's finest, who was off duty Saturday night out near the Luxor Mandalay area of the Strip, shot himself in the leg.
Oh.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow?
Too many.
What was his deal?
So hold on. He's a licensed, trained, long time. Well, we don't know about the long time, but licensed
to carry.
Not even licensed to carry. He's a effing law enforcement officer.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
not like
There you go.
Security Joe with
No.
an open carry permit. This guy career revolves around being out in public with a firearm and handling it safely, and he discharges a round into his leg.
Or at least his lower extremities. The story is pretty short, but we'll go into it. An off-duty Las Vegas police officer accidentally shot and wounded himself Saturday night on the Las Vegas Strip. He is expected to survive. Police officers were called to the 3900 block of South Las Vegas Boulevard at approximately 10:08 p.m. to investigate the reportings of an accidental shooting. According to the statement from Metro Police, arriving officers found the victim suffering from a single gunshot wound to the lower body, thus I assumed the leg. And the off-duty officer was taken to UMC and treated for his injuries. No one else was hurt.
And they have a report of a pissed-off neighbor yelling, "Hey, you damn kids, get off the lawn!"
Exactly. They have not identified this officer.
Oh, of course not. Oh, they've identified it. They just going to say
Yeah,
his
they're not
dumbass
saying
name
nothing.
on the TV.
Yep.
That's insane.
And American crocodile's thriving in a place
Yay.
you may not expect. And
New
when I
York
tell
City.
You may think that this crocodile type will have 3 eyes. But the American crocodile that is thriving is outside a nuclear plant in the Miami region of Florida.
Sweet.
Yeah, we got crocodiles down here.
Yes, well, American crocodiles, they were once headed towards extinction. And they're thriving in an unusual spot, the canals surrounding a South Florida nuclear plant. Last week, 73 crocodile hatchlings were rescued by a team of specialists at Florida Power and Light, Turkey Point nuclear plant. And a dozen or more to emerge soon. So Turkey Point has 168 miles of man-made canals that serve as home to several hundred crocodiles, where the team of specialists working with FPL monitors and protects them from hunting and climate change.
Very
so they've
cool.
discovered that they are up 25%. They're up quite a bit, but the amount of crocodiles they have on their property is 25% of the approximate 2,000 ones that are alive.
Wow.
It is nice to see that, big evil nuclear power and the big evil power companies are actually doing something good to help us along, in these endangered species.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome. What else you got, buddy?
One more here. One thing Florida and Nevada residents both share in common is heat. We all know heat and the damn sun quite well. But searing across the nation, reaching 100 degrees in some spots, over 200 million people are starting to feel the heat that we're kind of used to. And it has settled in for the 5th day. So the National Weather Service has issued excessive heat warnings and heat advisories from parts of the Texas Panhandle to the Ohio Valley, also around the Great Lakes and the parts of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. Excessive heat warnings were issued in combination of heat and humidity that is expected to feel more like 105 outside or greater. And because of this, they've canceled some things like the New York Marathon and all that, because I could only imagine running in that kind of
how hot
weather. The index is 105, actually to 110 to 115 spots.
That's a bit rough. I ran 12 this morning, but it was only like 85.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
The heat's gripping the country.
Yeah, it
We've
is.
actually been fairly cool out here. Summer's just arrived, and that's what I've got.
Thank you, Gordon, for joining us live from the Digital 410 News Desk in Las Vegas, Nevada. Gordon's News is brought to you by our friends at Sleeves.com. You go to Sleeves.com, use the promo code D41040 to save up 40% on all of your activewear. That's Sleeves.com. Look at that. We're getting good at this shit.
Yeah, you're getting top notch there, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
All right.
Well,
Your news guy's just got to get his shit together.
He's getting it together. I think he needs another drink.
it's going to be that time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
We've been going on quite a while. We've been on the air for about an hour or so, and over the last hour and so, we've talked about a lot of bullshit. Some stuff good, some stuff bad, but hopefully, maybe, possibly, with the exception of us talking about how great our new equipment sounds.
Yeah, thank you,
You've heard
guys.
some other positive stuff, and you take that positivity and you chase your dreams, do what you got to do to be happy in life. Life is short, life is hard. Do what you got to do, because one day you may wake up dead. Gordon?
You're absolutely right, and I've got one thing to say.
All I need is to take you a cool buzz on fire.
Thank you for that.
All
Cole.
right.
Where can people follow you on Instagram?
I can be followed at Instagram at Aegis1974 and on Facebook at Gordon at D410.
And you're still on Twitter at Gordon Abernathy, but you don't know how to get on there anymore. But hey, you're kind of like Dave in that accord. But thank you so much, Gordon. And what do you got, Dave?
All right. Hey, I just want to say thanks to everybody. I really want to thank our Patreon listeners once again for this, for helping us out.
If you want to thank our Patreon listeners, what you can do is help me provide them with some exclusive content.
All right,
Right
we'll
now,
get
it's
something.
like another extension of my page.
We got to come do
They're
something
tired of looking
this
at my
week.
ugly mug, and
But
so
anyways, I still want to thank them though, bro. For helping us get this new board. This is really cool, and I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And everybody have a beautiful week, and we'll see you back here next week. See ya.
Now I'm elevated, you still get hella faded. Your life is not progressing, but yet you celebrate it. Still live that same old same life, still getting medicated. Still living day to day like nothing's premeditated. Like you the baddest with your eyes low, tripping with a child.